Roman Reigns retires Tribal Chief gimmick. What's next for LA Knight after losing his WWE United States title? Why Paul Heyman aligned himself with Seth Rollins at WWE WrestleMania 41. Consequences. Paul Heyman will face for turning on CM Punk and Roman Reigns. CM Punk refuses to speak out after WrestleMania 41. The truth behind Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton's heat. Michael Cole called out for his commentary at WrestleMania. Disappointing news for Jey Uso after WWE WrestleMania 41. Let's dive right in. What's next for LA Knight after losing his WWE United States title? Jacob Fatu took down LA Knight to become the new United States champion on Night 1 of WrestleMania 41 on April 19, 2025 in Las Vegas. The Samoan werewolf won clean, no help from Solo Sikoa or his crew, ending Knight's second title run after just one defense. With big changes coming post-WrestleMania, the megastar's path is wide open. Here are 5 directions he could take after dropping the belt. Number 1. Clash with Drew McIntyre. Before winning back the US title, Knight was trading shots with Drew McIntyre. Both tried to snag a spot in the 2025 Elimination Chamber, but only the Scottish Warrior made it. Their back and forth got heated, with Knight calling out McIntyre's constant whining on TV and online. At WrestleMania, their roads split. Knight defended his title, while McIntyre fought Damian Priest in a street fight. No matter how that ends, Knight could pick up their beef again, diving into a full-on feud that's already got roots from early 2025. Number 2. Flip to a heel. Knight started on the main roster as a cocky heel, but fans loved his loud, in-your-face promos, forcing WWE to make him a hero. His style, like a mix of The Rock and Stone Cold, won over crowds, carrying him to 2 US title runs. But after losing the belt, his anger might push him over the edge. Turning heel could shake up his character, especially if he's not in the title hunt. It all hinges on who steps up to challenge Fatu or other champs after Mania, but a darker night could keep him fresh. Number 3. Switch to Raw. WWE shook up rosters in January with some transfers, and the annual WWE draft, usually a few weeks after WrestleMania, is likely coming in May. Knight's been a SmackDown guy for 2 years, but a move to Raw could give him a new start while staying a fan favorite. On the Red brand, he could lock horns with big heels like Gunther or Finn Balor, bringing his swagger to a fresh scene and chasing new opportunities. Number 4. Fight to reclaim the US title. The clearest move for Knight is to go after the US title again. Last year, Shinsuke Nakamura swiped it from him, sparking a mission to take it back. After beating Logan Paul, Knight worked hard to make the title mean something again in 2025. Fatu's a beast, tougher than anyone Knight's faced, but the megastar's pride might drive him to try again. A rematch could happen at Backlash or even on SmackDown, keeping him in the hunt to restore his legacy. Number 5. Chase the world title. Sometimes, losing one title opens the door to a bigger one. It worked for Gunther. After dropping the Intercontinental title to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania 40, he won King of the Ring and the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam. Knight could aim for the top, taking on Cody Rhodes or John Cena, depending on who holds the undisputed WWE Championship after Mania. He teamed with Cena against the Bloodline before, so facing a heel Cena would be a killer twist, putting Knight in the main event spotlight. Why Paul Heyman aligned himself with Seth Rollins at WWE WrestleMania 41. WrestleMania 41 Night 1 on April 19, 2025, ended with a jaw-dropping twist that left everyone speechless. Paul Heyman betrayed Roman Reigns and CM Punk, siding with Seth Rollins in the main event triple threat match. The Wiseman hit both Reigns and Punk with low blows, setting up Rollins to smash Reigns with a chair and win with a stomp, echoing the 2014 Shield betrayal in a chilling Heist of the Century 2.0. Here are 3 reasons why Heyman picked Rollins in Las Vegas. Number 1. The Rock pulled the strings. Some sharp-eyed fans spotted clues during Rollins' WrestleMania entrance where he used a flamethrower like The Rock's at WrestleMania 32. Could the final boss be the mastermind behind Heyman's betrayal? For weeks, Rollins has been rocking outfits, black half jackets, turtlenecks that nod to the Brahma Bull. This has sparked talk that The Rock ordered Heyman to switch sides, with more twists possibly coming on Night 2 or in the weeks ahead on Raw or SmackDown. Number 2. Heyman outsmarted Reigns and Punk. Reigns and Punk were fighting over who'd get Heyman's loyalty, but the Wiseman, with his Hall of Fame smarts, saw through their games. Both were using him to mess with each other, and Heyman wasn't about to be their pawn. He picked the guy who wanted it most, Rollins, whose hunger and drive stood out. By choosing Rollins, Heyman reminded everyone why he's the ultimate kingmaker, slipping out of a messy spot to stay on top. Number 3. Revenge drove the Wiseman. Heyman might step up on the Raw after WrestleMania to spill the real reason. He wanted payback. Last year, after Reigns lost to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, he vanished, leaving Heymon to fend for himself against Bloodline 2.0's attacks. Punk wasn't any better. Years ago, he ditched Heymon by leaving WWE, and even his help at Survivor Series. War Games 2024 came with strings attached, not true loyalty. Heyman's low blows and alliance with Rollins were a cold, calculated plan to make both pay for abandoning him. Heyman's move flipped the WWE world upside down, and Rollins is now his new ace. What's next for this dangerous duo, and how will Reigns and Punk strike back? Consequences Paul Heyman will face for turning on CM Punk and Roman Reigns. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins went to war in the main event of WrestleMania 41, but Paul Heyman stole the show with a gut-punching betrayal. The Wiseman hit Punk and Reigns with low blows, paving the way for Rollins to win the triple threat match with a chair shot and a stomp. Night 1 closed with Heyman strutting out alongside the Visionary, leaving the crowd stunned. His bold move to ditch two legends for Rollins won't go unanswered, especially by Reigns and Punk. Here are 4 consequences Heyman might face for his shocking choice. Number 1. Reigns gets Heyman booted from SmackDown. Even after losing at WrestleMania, Roman Reigns still has pull. For years, Heyman handled his dirty work, but now the OTC is on his own. Furious over the betrayal, Reigns could lean on SmackDown GM Nick Aldis to kick the Hall of Famer off the blue brand for good. He'd want Heyman gone so he can move past the sting of seeing his former right-hand man after such a low blow. Number 2. Punk cuts ties with Heyman. Heyman's crossed CM Punk before, but nothing compares to siding with Punk's sworn enemy, Seth Rollins, at WrestleMania. The Second City Saint might be boiling with anger. On his next TV appearance, Punk could declare their decades-long friendship over, torching their bond on screen. This split could kick off a huge storyline, with Punk out for payback against the man who stabbed him in the back. Number 3. Reigns bans Heyman from the Island of Relevancy. Reigns hasn't officially cut Heyman loose from his Island of Relevancy yet. During the WrestleMania build, he hinted at moving on but seemed open to keeping the Wiseman close. Heyman's flip to Rollins changed everything, shattering that trust. Now, the tribal chief could make it official, publicly exiling Heyman from his inner circle and marking a permanent end to their legendary partnership. Number 4. Reigns attacks Heyman. Reigns left WrestleMania fuming, and he's not likely to stay calm when he sees Heyman next. The Raw after WrestleMania could feature Rollins and Heyman gloating together. If Reigns shows up, he might snap, unleashing a brutal beatdown on his former Wiseman. This attack would send a loud warning to Rollins and settle the score with Heyman for his double cross, giving the OTC a chance to vent his rage. The WWE Universe is waiting to see how this explosive story unfolds. CM Punk refuses to speak out after WrestleMania 41. CM Punk finally lived his dream of headlining WrestleMania 41 Night 1 on April 19, 2025, at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, but it turned into a nightmare. The best in the world, alongside Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, delivered a 5-star classic packed with heart-stopping near falls and intense action. But the night's biggest shock came when Paul Heyman, Punk's close friend, turned on him and Reigns with low blows, handing Seth Rollins a steel chair to clinch the win. After the match, WWE's Jackie Redmond, a friend of Punk's, tried to get his thoughts. Battered and clearly heartbroken, Punk just gave her a cold stare and walked away, his silence screaming louder than words. Redmond noted that Punk felt crushed by Heyman's betrayal, his emotions raw. Later, Kathy Kelly went looking for Roman Reigns' reaction, but the tribal chief had already bolted from the arena, leaving no comment. The WWE Universe is reeling from this wild twist, and everyone's waiting to see how Punk and Reigns will respond in the weeks ahead on Raw or SmackDown. What's next for these betrayed stars? The truth behind Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton's heat. Tiffany Stratton outshined Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 41 Night 1 on April 19, 2025 in Las Vegas, keeping her WWE Women's Championship with a jaw-dropping prettiest moonsault ever. The young star held her ground against the Queen's fierce attacks, proving she's no pushover. But the buzz around their match wasn't just about the action. There was real tension between them. Vince Russo, a former WWE head writer, recently broke down their rivalry, suggesting Flair was testing Stratton's mettle in a classic, hard-nosed way. I think this is an old-timey thing. It's no surprise her dad is Ric Flair. I think that's a lot of what's going on. And a lot of what's going on with Charlotte is, okay, Tiffy, if you're the girl that's going to the next level, then you better freaking hang with me. Let's see if you're ready to go to that next level, because if you don't hang with me, I'm going to embarrass you. That's very Ric Flair, bro. That is very old school. Russo, speaking with Dr. Chris Featherstone, said Flair's approach echoed her father, Ric Flair's old school mentality. He believes Charlotte wanted to see if Stratton could match her in the ring, a make-or-break moment to prove Tiffany could carry carry WWE's future. Their feud got personal, with off-script promos on the April 4th SmackDown, where Stratton jabbed at Flair's 3 divorces and Flair hit back, claiming Stratton's boyfriend, Ludwig Kaiser, was in her DMs. Wrestling Inc. reported the two had issues for weeks, but stayed professional enough to avoid chaos at Mania. Stratton's win showed she passed Flair's test, and now she's ready to take on whoever steps up next on SmackDown. Who's brave enough to challenge Tiffy time? Michael Cole called out for his commentary at WrestleMania. Michael Cole caught heat for his commentary during a high-octane match at WrestleMania 41 Night 1 on April 19, 2025 in Las Vegas. The clash saw SmackDown's newest star, Rey Fenix, take on El Grande Americano in a thrilling back-and-forth. At one point, Fenix's ankle hit a metal plate hidden in Americano's mask, letting the masked wrestler seize control. Vince Russo, a former WWE writer, ripped into Cole's call of that moment on his Sports Key to Wrestle Binge podcast, saying it made no sense. Bro, when Michael Cole's trying to say that the plate in the head effed up Rey Fenix's ankle, bro, think about how the guy's got a plate in his head. Think about how hard he would have to hit you in the ankle to injure. That was absolutely ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. The one thing I did say about this, I thought it was a great entrance for El Grande Americano. Probably the best entrance of the night, which was really, really, really cool. But again, man, you knew this was gonna be a spot fest. But that one thing where he hurt his ankle with the metal plate. Come on, guys. Fenix stepped in for Rey Mysterio, who was sidelined by a knee injury from SmackDown, as noted by wrestling headlines. Despite the loss, Fenix's high-flying style lit up the ring, though Americano's sneaky tactics stole the win. Russo praised Americano's epic entrance, with mariachi and masked extras, but felt the match leaned too much on flashy moves. The WWE Universe is eager to see what Triple H has planned for Fenix after his big Mania debut. Will Cole's commentary slip up haunt him, or is this just Russo stirring the pot? Disappointing news for Jey Uso after WWE WrestleMania 41. Jey Uso made history by beating Gunther to become the new World Heavyweight Champion on Night 1 of WrestleMania 41 on April 19, 2025. But even with this huge win, the Yeet Master hit a rough patch right after the show of shows. In front of 61,000 fans at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Jey and Gunther went toe-to-toe in an epic clash. Jey sealed the deal with a flurry of Uso splashes and a surprising sleeper hold, forcing the ring general to tap out. This victory marked Jey's first ever world title in WWE, a massive moment for the OG Bloodline star. After the match, Jimmy Uso joined him in the ring, and the brothers shared a heartfelt hug before celebrating with the crowd. WWE posted the celebration clip on YouTube, but a surprising stat has cast a shadow over the moment. As of this writing, the video featuring Jey Uso's title celebration has roughly 10,000 likes and a staggering 23,000 dislikes. It is to be noted that the counters for both are increasing constantly and may not be the same as shown in the screenshot. It's a tough pill to swallow for Jey, one of WWE's biggest crowd pleasers. Beating a dominant heel like Gunther was supposed to be a slam dunk, especially with Jey's hot streak as a top merchandise seller. The negative reaction online feels like a letdown for the Yeet Master, and it's got people wondering what's next for his championship run. Will he win over the doubters, or is this a sign of trouble ahead? Roman Reigns retires Tribal Chief gimmick. Roman Reigns hit rock bottom at WrestleMania 41 Night 1 on April 19, 2025, rocked by a brutal betrayal and the end of a major streak. In the main event triple threat match, Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk went all out, each nearly stealing the win in a match full of twists. Paul Heyman, in Punk's corner to repay a favor from Survivor Series War Games 2024, turned out to be the game changer. The WWE legend double-crossed both Punk and Reigns with back-to-back low blows, setting up Rollins to nail Reigns with a chair shot and a stomp for the victory. This loss snapped Reigns' WrestleMania win streak, his first defeat at the show of shows since Brock Lesnar beat him in 2018. He didn't compete at WrestleMania 36. Reigns had been untouchable, beating Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 35, Edge and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 37, Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 38, and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39. Last year at WrestleMania 40, he and The Rock topped Rhodes and Rollins on Night 1, but Rhodes ended his title reign on Night 2. At Mania 41, Heyman's betrayal cut deep, echoing past heartbreaks in Reigns' career. But the bigger shock? Reigns might have retired his iconic Tribal Chief persona for good. WWE released an uncut version of the post-match events after the Heist of the Century 2.0, where Roman Reigns and CM Punk were perplexed lost and out of words. However, some eagle-eyed fans saw an Easter egg that former undisputed champion left his ulafala inside the ring, where he kept it before the bout started, seemingly hinting at the potential retirement of his tribal chief character. Sharp fans caught a clue in WWE's post-match footage. Reigns left his ulafala, a symbol of his tribal chief role, in the ring after the match, unlike his usual ritual of handing it to Heymon. Last year, during Heyman's 2024 Hall of Fame induction, Reigns got emotional, saying he'd only be the tribal chief as long as Heymon was by his side. With the Wiseman now with Rollins, the Bloodline saga, a 5-year epic, seems over. Reigns walking away without the ulafala feels like a quiet goodbye to his dominant persona. What's next for Reigns without his tribal chief crown?